Hey everyone, it's Rachel, and today I have something exciting to share with you. In this box right here, I have my first ever ukulele, so today I'm going to unbox it and then try playing ukulele for the first time ever. Going into this, I actually know very little about the ukulele. I know that it has 4 strings, and I know a bit about how it's tuned compared to a guitar, and I also know that it typically sounds a lot happier than the music I'm used to playing on the electric guitar, but I thought it looked like a really fun instrument to have around, and yeah, I just really wanted to try one for myself. By the way, this video is not sponsored. I just found this ukulele and thought it looked really cool. I am a little bit nervous that there might be something wrong with the ukulele because it showed up a few days later than it was supposed to, and there's also a bunch of dents in the box. So hopefully it survived the shipping process. Okay, let's open it up and see how it looks. This is a Luna ukulele. I liked the way it looked. I believe it is koa wood, or at least koa wood laminate, and it has a really cool inlay on the fretboard with waves. So let's see. I'm always pretty bad at opening boxes, as you might have seen if you've watched any of my other unboxing related videos. Let's see, okay. So this is the box. Just put that on the floor where boxes usually go. We'll move it out of the video frame. So here is the ukulele. It is in a gig bag, I guess. Feels like it has a little bit of padding, and let's see what's inside. Okay. And here is the ukulele. It is covered in some padding. So far so good, it doesn't feel like it's broken. That looks really cool. Here's the big reveal. Oh, it looks super cool. Oh, this is really cool. So this is the ukulele, and as you can see here, there are inlays on the fretboard of waves, and I think this is supposed to be like the moon, so the tide is coming in and out. I think this ukulele is called the High Tide ukulele, and it looks really cool. The wood on the top looks really nice. The back looks really nice as well. It just looks really nice. It has a nice like inlay around the sound hole here. It's actually an electric acoustic ukulele because I want to be able to plug it in for some video ideas I have. So there is a preamp and there's some controls for that here. And there's also a output jack for plugging it into an amp or plugging it in to record on your computer. And it definitely survived the shipping journey, so that is exciting. So yeah, this just looks really cool. I'm really happy that it didn't show up in a million pieces, as I was a little bit worried by the outside box. And this is a concert-sized ukulele, so I've never really held a ukulele before. This feels really small to me compared to a guitar, but there's actually a smaller-sized ukulele, the soprano, which is maybe the most iconic if you think about ukuleles. This one's kind of in between. There's also 2 bigger ones, but I thought this would be a good balance between seeming like a classic ukulele, but also being a little bit bigger and having a little bit more flexibility because there are more frets and it's just a bigger body and might be a little bit more comfortable if you're used to playing guitar. Right away, this definitely feels a bit weird to hold compared to an electric guitar. I'm not actually sure how you're really supposed to hold them when you're playing them. From looking at some videos, it seems like most people kind of hold them, not like resting on the body like you would with a guitar. So I guess we'll have to figure that out. And I'm also not really sure how you're supposed to strum. It looks kind of like it's more like a finger motion than on a guitar, and I guess you probably don't use a pick, but I might try that as well. And also, this might be good for finger picking because it has nylon strings. Okay, so now, the moment of truth. Let's try strumming the ukulele for the first time. Not exactly in tune. But it has a loud sound. I'm not sure how well the microphone is picking it up. I don't have a good way to mic it right now, so hopefully it is working. But it sounds good for being out of tune. Let's get it in tune. So as I mentioned, I haven't really looked up much yet about ukuleles because I wanted to kind of go into this video pretty much blind, but I did look up the tuning and they are tuned to G, C, E, A. So for my fellow electric guitar players out there, this means that the ukulele is tuned as if you took the 4 highest strings on the guitar and then put a capo on the 5th fret. So I think that means that a bunch of the chord shapes that I know from guitar should carry over onto the ukulele in some form, but the chords will all be a 4th higher. One other thing to note here is that traditionally on the ukulele, the low G string here is tuned an octave higher than it would be on the electric guitar. So that means that this string here, the one closest to you is actually the second highest string on the ukulele, only lower than the A string here, the smallest string. So I think that probably gives the ukulele some of its happy sounding vibe. To tune it, I think I'm just going to plug it into my amp, but we're not going to turn on the effects right now. I think we are now in tune. That sounds a lot like the typical ukulele sound, and it sounds nice and happy. I unplugged for now since I just want to try it acoustically, but yeah, we have the ukulele, and it sounds nice and in tune, and let's see what we can do here. As I said, I don't really know how I'm supposed to hold it. Like with the guitar, I'd usually have it on my leg like this, but it doesn't feel right, and this kind of works, but I don't know if that's okay. I feel like most ukulele players I've seen kind of hold it, but it feels a little awkward to have to support the ukulele with both your left and right arm. So I'm not really sure what the best way to hold it is, and I will definitely look things up after this video, so no need to get worried. But yeah, let's just try playing it and see what we can do here. The frets are so small compared to the guitar that it is pretty weird playing it. It's also weird how that low string is actually the highest string, as I mentioned. Definitely gives it a different feel. I feel like I'm supposed to hold it when I'm playing, so I'll just try resting it like on my arm here. It just sounds so happy. This is definitely very different than the electric guitar, but I like how it sounds even if I am not used to these tiny frets yet. And as you go up here, that is a really small fret. The action's also pretty high up here on the fretboard. I'm just noticing now, so that might be able to be adjusted, but yeah, it's pretty high pushing down these notes, but I imagine that you would usually stay higher up on the fretboard anyway. But yeah, this is cool. I love how the fretboard looks, as I said. I love the waves on it. I feel like the ukulele is more of a strumming instrument than just kind of a shredding instrument, although maybe you could make it into one. But let's see if we can try to figure out some chords based on our guitar chord knowledge. So because these strings are tuned pretty much the same way as a guitar, just higher, I think we can translate some of that into chords. So let's see, these are the 4 highest strings on an electric guitar, just tuned up a 4th, or as if you put a capo on the 5th fret, as I mentioned. So that means that some chords will probably work. Oh, this is weird. The finger spacing is definitely different compared to the guitar. But so this would usually be a D chord on the guitar, and sounds like a chord. So I think that works. And let's see, if this is a D on a guitar and it's tuned up for a 4th, so that means D, E, F, G. So I think this would be a G on the ukulele. I'm trying to copy the strumming that I see ukulele players doing, but that's just my thumb, so I don't think I'm doing it right. I think it's kind of like more of a maybe you strum your fingers. That doesn't seem to work as well for me right now. I think I'll stick with the thumb for now. Please forgive me if you are a ukulele player, I'm sorry. Sounds like maybe you're supposed to strum more up above the sound hole, so like up here, versus... Sounds a bit better to me there, but I'm not 100% sure. This is so fun. Let me look up a couple more chords so I can tell you what they are and be sure I'm correct. But yeah, I think you can just kind of transfer over a bunch of the chords you know and their shapes on the guitar and just think about them as if they were a bit higher on the ukulele. So right now I'm searching for ukulele chords to just look up some chord shapes so I can just make sure I am providing correct information here. And I have a bunch of them here. So this chord I was playing here is just a C. So that's the easy one, just one finger. And then here I was indeed playing a G. This makes sense, as I said, because the shape would be a D on a guitar, so it's tuned up a 4th, and yeah, that works out, that checks out. So this is a C major 7, and this is a C. I like these chords. They are quite easy. You can just shift between them. I guess I'm a ukulele player now with those 2 chords. I'm going to look up the proper way to strum a ukulele. So this says to strum with the index finger of your right hand, nail side down. And when you strum down, you should be hitting the strings with your nail, and when you're strumming up with the fleshy tip of your finger. I imagine there are many ways to do this, but let's try with the index finger instead of the thumb. Feels a bit more awkward to me than the thumb, but probably just because I'm kind of used to doing that on the guitar a bit. I'm also worried I'm gonna scrape the top of it with my nail, even though my nail isn't that long. But yeah, I'll definitely have to do more research on the proper way to strum in the future after this video. Nope. Okay, so right now I'm looking up on my phone one of the most popular songs I've heard played on ukulele, and that is Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and let's try to play it, given that I don't really know how the chords work or how to strum, but let's see what we can do here. We have C, E minor, F, C to start out, so this is a C, then E minor, sounds right, then F is here. It sounds like it should go lower there, but I don't really remember. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Something like that, even though I can't really sing. Something like that. I mean, it kind of counts, right? So yeah, somewhere over the rainbow on a ukulele. I think that would be a good one to actually practice and get down a bit better than just trying to remember the chords here. Okay, this is probably forbidden, but I want to try using a pick on the ukulele. I mean, it seems to work. Maybe better than my current strumming. I'm using a kind of small and thick pick, which probably isn't the best. You probably want to use a lighter weight pick, as you might for strumming on an acoustic guitar. But yeah, I mean, it seems to work. And yeah, there's no rules in music. This is a lot of fun. This is definitely a bit different. Usually on the electric guitar you can kind of chug on the low string and then play other notes, and it sounds pretty heavy, but I don't know if this sounds heavy or not. Let me know what you think. Now, trying to play this with a pick has reminded me that it might be fun to try to plug it in and see how it sounds distorted. Lots of feedback. This actually sounds really cool. Even power chords and palm muting sort of work out, so this is neat. I'm trying to think of guitar riffs that I know that I could play on the ukulele, but for some reason playing on this instrument is making me forget everything I know about the guitar because the frets are so different. It's hard to apply my muscle memory here. While tapping works, it definitely is a lot harder to do here. I know I'm definitely playing this wrong. This isn't really supposed to be a metal instrument, but I'm having a lot of fun with it, and yeah, I think it might be fun to try to play some electric guitar riffs on this in a future video. really cool and I love how it sounds. That's probably enough of playing the ukulele inappropriately for today, but it actually sounds pretty good plugged in with distortion. I like how it sounds, and I'm honestly quite surprised because I thought it would have a lot more feedback and sound a lot worse, but it's actually really fun. I'm glad I got this in the electric acoustic variety so I could try that out and hopefully make some other fun videos with it in the future. So overall, this has been a ton of fun trying out the ukulele for the first time, despite all of the probably ukulele sins I have committed in this video. I love how it looks, I love how it sounds, and I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this instrument. If you are a ukulele player yourself, definitely let me know in the comments what your favorite songs are to play on the instrument and anything else you think I should know. Again, I will definitely be looking up some lessons and actually figuring out the instrument more, but I wanted this to be a bit of a raw first experience with the instrument. If you're interested in checking out this ukulele for yourself, I'll have a link in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. I had a ton of fun trying out this instrument for the very first time, and I will see you in the next video.